He made a tweet that caused a massive uproar on Twitter. And if you're wondering what that tweet was, well, this is it. And the pitchfork party is running after me.
Welcome back, my delinquents. We have an interesting case today with someone who's already had a few cases against them so far on this channel. I say that dramatically, but it's only been really one. But the VTuber Powder. You may remember her from a previous video. I'll try and remember to link it below, where she got in trouble for accusing someone of copying her, and it was a humongous drama. And now we have another one in the news where she's trended around, and I left it for a bit. Mainly because I've been sick. You may be able to still hear it in my voice. But this went all over VTuber Twitter and all that stuff because she said some offensive things, I guess, about politics. I'm gonna be honest, I think the biggest problem here is that she kept engaging, and sometimes with politics it's better just to walk away, especially if you're like very mid of the row, or this is about American politics. We all know how touchy that is at the moment. If you're not American, to not get involved, mainly because, like myself, I'm Australian, I have no dog in this fight. It doesn't affect me like it affects Americans, and realistically, I don't understand the system as well, but I don't think you should be automatically going, oh, you can't find things funny because it affects stuff. It's like, yeah, but this doesn't involve us in any way, and if you don't laugh, you cry, right? Sometimes that's all you got. Because for an outsider, some things are just like silly or stupid, and we're just like, ha ha ha, I don't know what the hell's happening, but that's crazy. But we're going to go over this because I don't really know where I stand on this, honestly, either, of who's in the wrong, who's just being dramatic. Because this kind of happened because Powder called out someone who said something mean about them on a private account, so a locked account, and then it blew up. So this is an interesting one, mainly because it's another one of, if Powder didn't say anything, would have they got in trouble? Probably not, honestly. I think Powder accidentally, self-reported on this, bringing attention to it. And that was actually what turned into the biggest thing about this, is a lot of people saying they're a grifter, trying to make people do videos on them or give them attention, because for some reason they just kept going and going. And I feel like, again, like a lot of the grifter allegations, it's up for interpretation, and you can't really know what people are thinking or aiming to do. Some people just can't shut up. I even fall victim to this sometimes, where I talk more than I should. So without further ado, let's get into the information, the research, the case. Let's do it, my delinquents. Let's see if we can follow this. Okay, we are in the case room, guys. And I'm going to do my best to follow the timeline here. But there was a lot of people weighing in on this, so I'll start with the first one I saw of this. Buggy here, which is the person Powder accused of saying that they should off themselves, pretty much. I know people hate that, but I can't say it on YouTube, blame them. On their private, honestly, a lot of people's like, oh, you should expect things to be open. But honestly, if you go hunting for it on a locked account with like 60 followers or something, like, I don't really think you should go through private accounts to get information on people. But I don't know, it's just always rubbed me a little bit the wrong way. Because the whole point is that they're ranting, they're not expecting it to be a proper statement or something. I also think you should never say that about anyone, even if you disagree with them. I don't think you should tell people to do it themselves. But let's go over it and tell me what you think, guys. Buggy. I'm not gonna lie, first of all, I was not telling you to off yourself. I was being dramatic. My private account, because duh. Second of all, I stand by most of what I said. I don't support people being ignorant and distasteful about the current state of our world. It's a terrifying time for many communities. And to sit there from your ivory tower saying it's amusing and is gross. And I don't stand by that. Leaking what I said on a private account, posting it publicly, looking for drama is just not what I'm about either. So look me and follow me. I don't give a fuck. Really, y'all. Don't be a freak, and I won't call you a freak. Okay. So this connects to the Powder post, which I saw this one first, so I went with Buggy first. Even though Powder posted about it first, I thought it would do it this way. I will say here that, one, again, shouldn't ever tell someone to off themselves. Two, I don't think everyone has to take politics as seriously as each other, mainly because a lot of people feel like they don't really have a say or have any power of the situation, and that's a valid feeling to have. I don't think you can force someone to be as serious about it as you are. And I know it's a privilege to, in the situation, for it to not affect you, because there are a lot of things that don't affect others, and that's why they can not take it seriously. But realistically, for some people, they also don't know the gravitas of the situation, because a lot of times, especially with politics, it seems like nothing changes, nothing's different half the time. And I know everything's up in the air in a lot of countries at the moment, and things are a little, whoa. But for a lot of people, they don't see change. They just see the same crap over and over and over and again. So they don't see that happening. But let's go to powders that set this off. This really set off the situation. I have a pretty bleak view of the world. I'm willing to hear people out. Politics brings out the worst in people, but it'll never cease to shock me what some VTubers say on their private Twitter. Don't you think you're taking things a little too far? Again, I do think it was private. Like, you had to go out of your way to find it. And, like, 50 people saw it. It's not like a huge thing. And I do agree politics brings out the worst in people, but I think it's also because politics can bring out people's worst ideologies, because realistically in your day-to-day life, you don't see people's, like, I hate XYZ group, or whatever crazy extremes you can find in politics are. Like, you don't know those things about people until they, like, start talking about their politics, and you're like, bro, what the fuck? And that's when you're like, whoa, I had no idea. It's fine to disagree, but you should try and stay to facts and be respectful. And I feel like that's the biggest problem with politics. Facts have left the building. You know, everyone's truth is just their personal truth. Let's go, what powder is complaining about that they posted on their private? Someone K, this woman, how are you a VTuber and a raging racist idiot? I should have to explain to you current world events like you're 5, grow up. So Bug is their private account, but they've tagged their VTuber account, even though it's the private account, which I really feel like, I don't know. Tell me what you think on that one. People said the same thing last time he was in charge. How much has changed since then? If you don't understand the severity of the current actions, then you are too dumb to be saved. And I mean this genuinely. I don't think going to insults is the answer all the time, you know. It's all over social media and the news, so it's not going to be any different coming out of my mouth. I can't make you understand and don't care. So being skeptical of someone due to previous actions is being dumb now. Stop acting like a cultist and answer the question. You are understandable. Skeptical, lots of presidents make promises, unable to uphold those promises. You are not dumb. It's a yikes to see you being called dumb right out the gate. I do think you shouldn't resort to petty insult. If you can, especially when you're having a debate. It cheapens what you're trying to achieve. You can always disagree. You can tell me your point of view. Wanting someone to kill me is bruh. Maybe those intrusive thoughts should stay in your head. Honestly, I don't think it was an actual threat or anything. Obviously, you know, like the dramatic Twitter moment, but I feel like her wording is so much, because usually the dramatic Twitter moment is K yourself, not get someone to do it. It's like, I do think if you're going to say these words, you're asking for a bad time. You know what I mean? It just shouldn't be said. I don't think we share the same humor. Those questions sounds like they are more for her than me. I don't know why she is saying what she says. Only she knows. I can only make assumptions. I think this is like another debate about dark humor. Where is the dark humor line? A good amount and their personal friends. So maybe she's told to go keep other people. Okay, see, she's saying that she said to go kill them, but there was like just like 10 or 60 people on there. I think it's a bit of a stretch to that point. I can say you shouldn't say that about people, but I don't think she was actually asking someone to hurt her. And then there's some other people on here saying you should expect a private account to become public. But I don't know if that's automatically true, because it means someone literally has to hunt a friend and go in there to try and get your information. It's a general idea. It's only meant for X amount of people. You know what I mean? It's similar to a private chat. Should you expect all your private chats to become public at some point? Ideally, no, but I don't know. That's the thing here. A lot of people are saying here, does it being private make it okay? I don't think it makes it okay, but there was a general idea that no one was going to see this. This was not an actual threat. This was just like shit talking among friends or whatever. And I do think her posting it publicly, blew it up more, but I wouldn't say that's automatically she's in the wrong. This is an interesting thing, because we talked about this tricky situation where she got in trouble for a dark humor joke, but now this is fine because it's a dark humor joke. To be fair, I thought dark humor, fair game, because honestly, people are hypocrites when it comes to this. If it's something they care about, it's not dark humor, but if it's something they don't care about, it is dark humor. Yeah, so I would say this is a hypocritical moment, but there are such a variety of VTuber fans out there. You can't say, oh, this is VTuber community is a hypocrite here. These are completely different people almost. And this turned into a lot of people replying back and forth, some people for Powder, some people against Powder. And a lot of people just pointing out that Powder does accidentally, air quotes, I don't know, stir up a lot of drama with their opinions and go a little too far. And this is the one that went further. Here by Caillou, probably amusing to you if you're privileged and too dense to see everything that has already changed. I don't trust that much will change under Trump, but it is quite amusing to watch. Yeah, this is a very sensitive topic for a lot of people, especially Americans of all walks of life. It can be because change can be scary in general, even if you're for or against it, if things change too much. So I can understand why people are upset about this, because a lot of people are sensitive about this time. Americans are worried about America, which is fair. You're allowed to love and be worried for your country. I think he says some pretty silly things, which is no surprise. If things are changing for the worse, in your opinion, I'd like to know what changes he's making you don't like. I'm curious because we may disagree or agree. That is the thing here. And this is the part where it kind of peeved people off, because I don't think it really popped off until around this, where she asks people point of view. They give their point of view and she kind of drifts. It's like, why is this worse? And it's like, oh, I just told you why I don't like this. It's like, but why? And then she stops replying, kind of thing, and then does it again, kind of. A lot of people just a bit annoyed by where she makes her opinion come out like a very vague opinion and kind of pokes the bear a little bit, but won't actually give her opinion on this. And that's where people's like, what the heck? Why do you keep going if you're not actually giving a solid opinion on this? And this is my thought, and even Static Tokyo got brought into this, because Static doesn't mind Powder either. I don't mind Powder either. I see them around. And they were just like, shut up, bro. And then Powder brought Static Tokyo into it, because they were just of the opinion, if you don't have a solid stance, it's better just to put your hands up and be like, bro, I don't know. And that's what I agree. I don't have solid stances on everything. So my thing is, I don't talk about it most of the time, unless there's an issue I care about, and it's not about politics, it's just about a issue. And that's how most VTubers kind of see it. It's like they care about this thing, but they're not going to get super political about it. And if you don't have a solid opinion, like Powder keeps kind of dancing around the issue, you don't really have to keep engaging in this kind of content. It's going to end messy. And this kind of like escalated further, because this is what happens also when you give opinions or you rage bait. And this is why I wanted to talk about it too, because I don't know if Powder's rage baiting or engagement baiting, not a clue. But this is a reason why this is risky behavior, because people may not like rage baiting or being pulled into it, the limelight, or in general don't like their opinions you're talking about there, which is everyone's right. And their artist decides to stop working with Powder over this. Honestly, from what they're talking, it kind of seemed more they didn't agree with what they were saying, but also they don't like kind of getting pulled into this by being their artist, like going into this kind of rage bait thing, because a lot of people do avoid rage bait VTubers because it's a lot of extra work, it's a lot of extra drama. Nobody needs that half the time. Regarding recent events, I've discussed things with Powder and have amicably decided to part ways with her as a VTuber artist / rigger. After finishing up the currently scheduled commissions I have with her, the events of the last few days did not sit well with what I personally stand for. I believe this would be the best decision for myself as an artist in this space going forward. I understand it is a sensitive time right now. I'd appreciate it if my clients are kept out of each other's issues in the future as they are their own. That little sentence there says to me that some other people they work with or her herself was getting drawn into this by being the VTuber mama, and that's fair too. Like sometimes a client, even if you enjoyed working with them, if they're pulling you into some bullshit, it's not worth it. Individuals do not represent each other's viewpoints 3-3. But I do wish sometimes, just because someone was a VTuber mother or rigger or something, they didn't get pulled into every situation. It's like, bro, I took a kid, I did their model. I'm not their bestie. Like, that doesn't mean they actually know each other, guys. You can, like, collab with someone and not really know them. This goes into Static Tokyo. So, this situation, Static Tokyo made a little video pretty much saying, which we'll show in their video quickly, telling Powder, stop, just shut up, just stop, because they were getting themselves into more trouble, which tends to be the case with these situations. And then Powder makes a Twitter cancelled me retort over this, even though not really, I would say they got a debate back and forwards, but
Hello, YouTube.
they weren't cancelled. No one really made a video on it. I didn't, guys. I was sick, and I have like a bajillion videos in the backlog, so I was sick, and I was like, oh, I don't want to touch this right now. I'm dying. Static Tokyo didn't make a video. I didn't see many people actually make a video on the Powder situation, but Powder released a video themselves, and of course there was tons of memes about how she's trying to cancel herself for clout. A+ memes. But again, cannot confirm or deny Powder's thought process on this, because Powder has been in trouble in the past. Honestly, I feel like maybe Static just has it right that they need to like know when to stop, because sometimes that is a skill, knowing when to stop. So let's go over their video.
I recently made a tweet that caused a massive uproar on Twitter. And if you're wondering what that tweet was, well, this is it. My tweet has over 1 million views, and the Pitchfork Party is running after me. And if you make a vague tweet...
And a lot of people do say about this that she takes it a bit out of context. True, because this is not where it started. That was just an opinion inside of a bigger problem that was happening at the time. It kind of just kept snowballing down. So yes, I'll give it that.
About Trump, this is what's gonna happen. People find this opinion so hard to believe. They're calling me a dog-whistling alt-right Nazi grifter. And I just don't get it. These people are absolutely unhinged. Love him or hate him, Trump is pretty amusing.
A short time from now, we are going to be changing the name of the Gulf of Mexico to the Gulf of America, and we will restore the name.
Other people were upset with the fact that I said I don't trust much will change. Am I wrong? Are presidents known for fulfilling their campaign promises? They're gonna serve the rich and powerful while their constituents play the game of left versus right party politics. If you guys can't see that, it's over. Anywho.
Okay, that's the kind of thing a lot of politicians don't shoot Jack, but I don't think calling people stupid for thinking something bad can happen is the right course of action here either, or saying, oh, you don't get it, because some politicians do exactly what they promise, do worse. So just because he promised something doesn't mean that's exactly what he's going to do, but it doesn't mean that what he's going to do is going to be good or bad or whatever. That's the thing, the unknown is the scary part.
I'll see you next time. Bye bye.
You look stupid right now. You don't look
This is where they bring in Static.
educated a little bit.
Get your education.
I'll be an asshole. That's kind of an asshole. But you get what I'm saying. Don't just shut up. Stop talking. Don't say anything else. Just be quiet. It'll be okay, gang. Just shut up. Just don't talk anymore. You're done. Okay? You're done.
Yeah, and I find it funny she pulled at him when he was the only like bigger person to actually make a video, or the only person to make made a little clip on Twitter. But is he wrong though? To quote her, is he wrong? Would it have been better to just whoop? Because I feel like this was the Lucast, warmest take to double so down on, like, and make so many posts and many stuff on, because this was such a, oh, Trump can be amusing. Oh, I don't think anything can change. But let me double triple down, and you're an idiot if you don't agree. Like, bro, like, just say it's like, oh, I don't have a serious response because I don't know. Like, that would have been so much easier. But try to make people look stupid for actually caring, I don't think is a good response. But again, on the other side, I don't think bullying someone for not caring as much is also good. That's also bad. Like, it's all very extreme for no reason. The thing is, I don't think this is really a cancellation. Like, Twitter tries to cancel me. It's like the Asmongold version of I got cancelled again. You have to actually get cancelled to get cancelled. You can't just say someone said something mean to me and so they cancelled me. That's not what a cancel is. Static making a reply, I'll link his video so you can go see what he said to her when he said he didn't mean to be that aggressive. He just meant stop. It's not going to get better, just stop. Which is true, honestly. He's not wrong. I don't personally think either side has been very nice to each other, and they're both complaining that neither has been nice, which is That kind of like takes us mostly to the end of this story here. Some people made some memes like about being cancelled because she did the whole cancelled on her own video, which is kind of funny. I can't get over you're not allowed to have any opinions unless it's my opinions, okay? Like, are you fucking five? Get over yourself. I do say that's not really the problem, is that she has a different opinion. Everyone's mad at her. It's mainly that how she also brought up her opinion, which she didn't really, I don't think she really gave her opinion. Mostly. She kind of just disregarded everyone else's opinion. I don't know. Like, I get the whole, like, oh, he's just amusing, and I don't think anything can change. It's kind of an opinion, but everything else was kind of, like, vague. I said opinion a lot. And then you got this cancelled. People were memeing. You know, everything great turns into a meme eventually. And that kind of just brings it to the end of the saga for now, where this kind of blew up over nothing. And I honestly think if Powder just would have stopped engaging with it, or didn't release the first clip from someone's Twitter, it didn't happen. And I feel like in Powder's video, they portrayed it like it was a witch hunt that they did not instigate in any way, and people were just out to bully her. And it's just like, they kind of started it by calling out someone else that was on a private account and then kept engaging and kept doing stuff. And it was just a situation that they kind of added on to and made worse, because once that discussion came out, then they just went further into it and not taking on anyone's opinion or clarifying more at all. Mainly because I have a feeling they don't really want to give their opinion. I'm not saying it's automatically a bad one, but I don't think they want to give a proper stance from what I've seen here, because they were on purposely kind of keeping it vague. So who knows? But maybe they really don't have an opinion on it, which is fair. But I think this was a completely avoidable situation. And that's why I'm laughing. And I don't think anyone portrayed themselves very well in this situation out of the two, like from the beginning to the end. Static obviously just tried to help and stuff like that, but like the whole dogpiling, not great. Bullying, not great. Calling people stupid, not great. Just like poking the rage bait bear, not great. You know what I mean? Like, this situation could have been like a nothing again. It could have been nothing if it would have been left alone. But what do you think, my delinquents? Who do you think was in the right or wrong here? Do you think it was a nothing situation? Do you think it would have been solved if a lot of VTubers just zipped it and didn't talk on this? Or just, you know, after saying their bit, didn't keep it going for half a week? I don't know. I personally think this was blown out of proportion. It didn't need to be said, didn't need to be doubled down, and all the bullying and name-calling from both sides didn't need to happen. And sometimes when something's on a private account, it's not meant to be seen. It's not supposed to be serious, you know what I mean? And I feel like if some people would have just ignored each other, this wouldn't have happened. A plus meme at the end there. But what do you guys think? Leave a comment below, like, subscribe, ring that bell. I'll catch you in the next video. Bye-bye, my delinquents.
Till the bunny shines so bright. Clumsy hot flood holds her crown. Busting sassy folks she's found. Ears perk up a burp in sight. With a smile she takes the fight. Buns and balls won't break her stride. Caring heart she won't hide. Hot to justice, heart so pure. In cases, that's for sure. Plus the sussy with a wink. Till the comics back I sink. Glitch alarms and switching screens. A virtual world, no in-betweens. Pure in touch and iron will. Bad guys shiver at her thrill. With a crew she's never alone. Virtual paws break every stone.